Okay, stretch. Okay, we're good. Okay, so I decided that I'm gonna post this. Anyway, so follow along. It's for you musical lovers out there because I happen to love music. So let me turn this way. It's a little too much. So it might be a little bit poor quality, but I like The King and I. It was a 1956 film by the 20th Century Fox, and it was critically acclaimed. And for those who don't know what that means, it means that people who know movies back in the day thought that it was a really good movie, and it won numerous awards. It won, as I understood, 2 Golden Globe, Best Motion Picture Musical or Comedy, and Best Actress, Deborah Kerr. It was nominated for 9 Academy Awards, which in, I'm assuming, theater business, that's really, really good. And it won, out of all of these, it was Best Actor, Best Art Direction, Best Costume Design and Color, Best Music Scoring of a Musical Picture, and Best Sound Recording. And the nominations were Best Actress, Best Director, Best Picture, and Best Color in Cinema. And continuing on, the American Film Institute, or AFI, has the movie highly ranked. In AFI's 100 Years of Musicals, it was ranked number 11, which is pretty good. In the AFI's 100 Years of Songs, Shall We Dance song was number 54 on the list. And speaking of which, The Wizard of Oz was number 1, and it was number 3. Take that back, it was number 3. And then I think My Fair Lady was second, and number 1 I think was West Side Story. Anyway, and so this musical contains music that has stood the test of time and is still used in modern times for advertising, and etc. Okay, it was another Roger and Hammerstein's classics, The People Who Wrote Oklahoma, which was really good. And Yul Brynner, I think, if I said that wrong, sorry, but who plays the king was largely unknown when he got to his role, but was later seen as Ramses II, or the Second, and the Ten Commandments, and many other movies. The background about this movie, the story of The King and I originated in the early 1860s when Anna Lowens became the school teacher of the King of Siam's children. Some historians dispute this. She kept a diary and later wrote an autobiography about her experience. Margaret Langdon turned in this autobiography into a book entitled Anna and the King of Siam that was published in the 1943. Rodgers and Hammerstein brought the book to life on the Broadway stage in the musical entitled The King and I in 1951. Okay, so Rodgers and Hammerstein are like one of the best known like people in theater, I guess. They've come up with like movie classicals that have just basically wiped out all the rest of the musicals that have come on today. And so they brought this version to life in 1956, and it was again, so it was 1951 the first time, and then it was 1956 the second one. And other TV or film versions of the story was called The King and I, and the 1946 non-musical version starring Rex Harrison, last year's okay. It was also short-lived in a TV series in the 70s. 1999, it was an animated version, like, I guess a cartoon. And then in 1999, it was live-action non-musical version starring Jodie Foster and Chow Yun-fat. And a list of songs, or some of the songs that were in this musical were I Whistle a Happy Tune, Anna and Lewis. It's in the beginning of the musical when the Siam's best man, I guess, comes on the boat and they sing and whistle a happy tune because they're scared. And then Getting to Know You, Anna, Wives and Children. It's where she's teaching the class of Siam's king's children. And listen to song. So, also, the basic plot is in the early 1860s, the King of Siam, or King Monkut, hires an English school teacher, Anna Lowens, and provided Western education for his children. Anna is a widower and brings her son Louis. The teacher and the king develop a deep affection for one another, and despite the great differences in their cultures. Now, I'd like to throw in that this movie, I think Rodgers and Hammerstein, I think, could have made it into a love story. They could have had a scene like where they were kissing or together, but it's like more of a love story about morals and doing what isn't right, more or less, than the other. And also, Rodgers and Hammerstein, this movie, or like musicals usually mean funny, or it's hard to make a movie and then break out into song, because usually that takes it off the beat. And so I think what this movie really brought was a more serious, like the songs like made the plot more serious, and it wasn't like, I think they did a really good job. It wasn't like all of a sudden serious and then it was funny, because the songs went along with it. So I think it was really good and all. So if you ever get the time, I would watch The Kingdom, because I like this one. Although I like regular movies, I also happen to be in love with musical classics. So that's a random note for y'all tonight. So guess I'll talk to y'all later.